Good afternoon, John O'Flaherty, the B3 burner, and today we are in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in one of its downloaded third-party airport sceneries from the company Inabuilds. And this is Milwaukee International Airport, Mitchell International Airport, KMKE is the four-letter ICAO code for this airport. Those of you who have been to Milwaukee and seen this clock, you let me know in the comments section below. This is the recombobulation room in Milwaukee. This is where people get themselves back together after going through the TSA checkpoint. That's discombobulation, so the opposite would be recombobulation. This is actually a really big deal. There's hardly any analog clocks in scenery. If there's going to be an analog clock, it's going to be in the cockpit of an airplane. Scenery, it's very unusual, which is why I'm making such a big deal out of this. So what I'm going to do is show you that this clock moves when I change the slider and change the time in the simulator manually. So right now it says it's 3:34, and it says it over here. All right, so we're going to advance this, and you're going to see the sunrise to the northeast. Let me go forward, and you can see as the clock moves to 4 o'clock, 4:20, the sun is slowly starting to come up. We're getting the early morning dawn, and eventually the sun rises at about 5:20. 5:18. So let's move up a little bit faster, and you can see that as the sun's coming up behind the clock, the long orange rays of the rising sun are making their way across the floor of the recombobulation room atrium or rotunda, as you might call it. So we're having a look at this thing, and we're going to continue to advance time. And there we go. 6 o'clock, the rays have turned from orange to white, as would happen in real life. They simulate that on the computer really well. 2026, it's amazing where simulation has gone. Imagine this 20 years ago. We didn't have this technology 20 years ago. Now, as we get past 9 a.m., 9:30, 10 o'clock, you can see that the rays of sunlight, and that's the sun up there, the rays of sunlight from the overhead sky dome are starting to make their way across the area. And I will continue to advance it. And solar noon, the point where the sun is its highest up in the sky and due south, is around 12:59, maybe 12:55. So the direction that the shadows are being cast would be due north, if we were able to easily see what they are. So due east and due north are almost lined up with the carpeting stripes in the carpet, but not quite. It's slightly off. So we'll continue on, and the clock moves and the shadows move until we get later in the afternoon. The shadows leave the atrium altogether, and the entire shadow of the terminal is now off onto the tarmac out the window. And eventually, sun sets about 8:30, and you can see the pinkish rays of the sun, the last of the sun, setting over the eastern horizon. And eventually, the darkness envelops the area, and by 9:30 at night, 21:36, it's pretty much all the way dark. I will show you an example of a hard-baked analog clock where the hands were just a photograph taken, where the clock doesn't rotate, the hands are standing still no matter how you move the time. And Big Ben's a perfect example, so I'm going to take you there now. John O'Flaherty back, and this is London, and we are looking at Big Ben. And this is an example of a hard-baked clock face. They merely took an image, stamped it on the model. It says 11:05. We don't know if it was taken AM or PM, because it's a 12-hour clock, and it doesn't move no matter what time of day it is. So you look at the time on the slider, or the time over here, and it's 3:26. And I'll tell you what, then as we move forward, you can see it's getting brighter. It's 4:32, 4:50, on and on and on we go, and notice the clock face doesn't move. So that's what made the clock in the rotunda in Milwaukee Airport so special, is I have yet to find another clock that does that now. And then it's dark. Now you let me know in the comments section below whether you know of other clocks. There are people who have found all the offshore oil rigs, all the aircraft carriers, all the Easter eggs, as it were, that are available in the sim. I don't know if there's any other moving clocks. So you tell me. John O'Flaherty, the B3 burner, and that'll be it for now. Goodbye.